Can you believe what is this, 23? Or yeah, 24, 23 episodes?
I want to
this
say
thing?
that's about right. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me realize that's like 24 weeks worth of our voice.
Just out there in the universe.
Yeah, out there for lawyers to find. One of us decides to try and run
listening back to some of these, we have definitely admitted to
a lot of crime.
Yeah, not good things. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So, anyways, I was.
But that that's life.
Driving on the wrong side of the road, going 95 miles an hour the other day.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, good old small town stuff.
Yep. Saturday night.
No, man, it really blows my mind. Like when I think about how many episodes of this we've actually gone through, it just makes me realize like we are genuinely like building a show.
Trying to, at least, man.
Yeah. It's weird. We have like a whole thing, where we can call ourselves genuine podcast hosts now.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're allowed to.
I think so.
After 24 episodes, I feel like we should be allowed to call ourselves that.
I agree. We're on all platforms,
Yeah. Do you ever tell or ask someone have they listened to the podcast or anything like that?
Very, very few people, because like we're still at that part where I don't want
anyone to know.
Well, I don't want like it being advertised. I'm not one of those people, hey, have you checked out my podcast? But there's like one or two people that I'm like, and I still don't ask them if they watch this or listen to this week's episode.
Right.
I wait until they tell me that they have.
Yeah,
and then
hey, bro,
I'm like,
I checked out your podcast.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I really like the part where you went.
Oh, yeah, that was my favorite part, man. I'm really glad you liked it.
That was good.
But yeah, I don't I don't advertise it as much to like people I'm close with. Just in case. You never know. You never know what Richard's going to say on this.
Why isn't Grandma calling me back?
Yeah, she listened to last week's episode.
I sent her a happy birthday text, and she just sent back, no.
No.
That's it.
Yeah, it was all the dolphin noises. That's what it was.
Getting a side eye at the kitchen table as you're eating dinner over there.
I heard you talking about the plane, the woman on the plane. What if that was me? I'm sorry, Grandma. It was funny.
What to tell you, I thought it was hilarious.
People cowering in the corner.
Yeah, as I was editing it, I'm telling you, man, like the amount of dolphin noises I had to put in.
Yeah. Largely my fault.
No, well,
admittedly.
And for the listeners, the only reason you've heard the dolphin noises be added is because, as it turns out, advertisers just don't like one very certain word. They're fine with everything else. They don't mind. It's just
it's one particular word. Starts with an F, ends with a uck.
See, there's another dolphin noise.
No, I separated it. It's different syllables. It's fine.
Yeah, he's saying yuck.
Despite the fact that I could write a 5-paragraph essay on why, quote unquote, that word is the perfect word. We've gone into it before, but.
Well, it's going to be really hard to do our episodes with our sentence enhancers.
Yeah. Seasoning. Seasoning.
Such a reliant word. Jokes going bad. Just toss one in.
Yeah.
Make the crowd in the back laugh.
So yeah, sorry that you had to deal with all the dolphin noises, but we are, we're trying to grow as a podcast.
We're
trying
to,
podcast. We're not a clean podcast.
We're
We are not a clean podcast. We are trying
for kids. We're an educational podcast.
It's a little 2-year-old playing with their stuffed animals.
That actually worries me. That actually worries me that one of these days they're gonna someone's gonna walk in, right? And they're gonna the parents are gonna walk into the kid listening to our stuff because they just found it on YouTube or whatever.
Oh, it's about cowboys.
Yeah, and they're like, "Ooh, cowboys!" And they look at the cartoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're like, "Wow!" And then the mom walks by and they just hear, "Shit, balls, boobies," and she's just like, "Oh, sweetheart, what is that? Give me your iPad."
I'm gonna subscribe.
That's hilarious. These guys are hilarious. Goes to her phone, listens to us all day. That's the dream, dude.
Yeah, that's what we're working for.
Yeah, starts at episode 1. Goes, wow, these guys haven't gotten any better. Yeah, I don't know. It feels weird trying to navigate like creating like a show.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Especially like we're a very niche kind of show.
Absolutely.
Like when you look at most podcasts, there's like a direction, a topic, or something like that.
Yeah, they're like the Stapler podcast.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Have you ever tried to listen to like one of those podcasts where they talk about like a topic, like an educational topic? I can't get through them.
Well, okay, I have Wisecrack, but only because they were talking about South Park.
Okay. See, well, maybe that says something about me because like. If the podcast isn't just some dude making a horrible joke, I'm probably not going to listen to it.
And yeah, see, I like, of course, the scare. I've talked about this before. The scare.
No, you definitely haven't.
No, really?
Have you brought this up before?
But yeah, like No Sleep podcast, Scared to Death. I really like those. But they have a topic. There's a direction that they go forward in.
Yeah, no.
So
imagine if one of those podcasts just threw in a quick little fart
quick little shit joke.
You'd be taken aback.
Yeah, I would, but
interested.
Intrigued, yes, sir.
Wow. They're just like me.
They share my same interests.
We're really getting meta here. This is a podcast about us podcasting. Welcome to the episode.
About other podcasts.
Yeah. No, it's weird navigating because like it's really just a learn. Like there's no like paint by the numbers kind of thing, you know? Because like I've read a million of those like articles that are like how to grow your podcast, how to be the next Joe Rogan.
I've always avoided those for a specific reason.
Yeah, and it's always just some douche being like, make sure your podcast episodes are the same length every time. I'm like, well, sometimes I only feel like talking for 50 more minutes.
I understand that. And you know what? That I had a stigma against a lot of Netflix series for that reason because some of them aren't.
Oh, some of them are like an hour and a half. Some like 40 minutes.
Well, like the show Love on Netflix, like it fluctuates. There's like 30-minute episodes. There's 48 minutes. There's an hour and 12 minutes. It just fluctuates.
Which is kind of annoying because you kind of want to gauge.
You can't plan.
Exactly.
And I understand that. But I also I admire that about the creators, that they were just willing to do that because... No, I want to tell this story in this amount of time, and that's what's going to happen.
I don't know. I feel like it might
Black
be
Mirror is similar. In
that might be
regard.
like a Netflix like marketing scheme.
Could be
Very
well because they're the only place I've seen do it.
Well, because think about it. How many times have you like watched a Netflix show and gone like, oh, just one more episode, and then it turns out to be an hour and 20-minute episode.
Literally all the time.
And then you're like, well, I've already wasted 30 extra minutes that I wasn't planning on wasting, so I guess I'll just watch another one.
Right.
You know? That's where
and before you know it, it's 5 o'clock in the morning and you have to be to work.
And you're 8 seasons into, I don't know, Daisy Queen, the Dairy Queen, or I don't know, whatever. Sounds like something Netflix would make.
Does.
Somehow got like 30 seasons. There's honestly times where I like look at the Netflix. Have you ever done that? Like you look at Netflix shows that they're not on your recommended because it's not like your thing.
Or you try to like search.
Yeah, you're trying to search up like Snatch or something, and like it's like the snowflake effect or something, and it's like a series that has like 90 seasons and like 100 episodes each, and you're like, who's watching this?
Well, now I gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's so popular. How have I not heard about this? I feel like I'm out of the loop on something.
Yeah. No, I've never done that, but well, I have. I've like looked through Netflix and they're like made for their platform shows like Dracula. That's the only reason I ever watched that show.
Right.
And it was like a BBC America, so each one's like an hour and a half long.
Oh yeah, because it's only like 4 episodes.
Yeah, and you only get like 3 episodes a season. And man, that was a weird one. Worth watching, but man, that was a weird one.
That's such a strange like technique that they use over there.
Mm-hmm. Like Sherlock, if you look at that, and I really enjoyed that show. A lot of people shit on it, but previous to I would say the 3rd or 4th season, I really enjoyed it.
It makes you. I think it makes you appreciate the show more because like U.S. television shows, they'll just be like, we're gonna drag this bad boy out.
Oh yeah. Well, look at Shameless, like that.
Yeah, the amount of like bottle episodes and like unimportant things that happen. Whereas like in British shows, it's like everything that's happening is happening for a reason.
Yeah, and it's going to get brought up again.
Yeah, whereas like there's episodes, like U.S. episodes are like, this is an episode about her finding a tag on her shirt, and it's like, Do I have to watch this? No, you don't have to watch it to like get the rest of the story. It's just there to fill up space.
It's just there.
Yeah. That's what I think about episode 1 to 10 for us.
Yeah.
Those are our bottle episodes.
I agree. And that's why on Netflix the recap is so important, because it's going to show you, okay, we're going to address this issue that we have brought up in the past, but you forgot about that issue, but we're going to address it now in this episode.
That's how that show The Vampire Diaries is, man.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that. I still have not watched, but
brother, let me tell you.
You might make a fan yet. That
is just Game of Thrones light is all it is. Like, they legit just go like, it's crazy. They'll like introduce a character and be like, this is Tatiana. She's a benevolent vampire who's lived for 180 years, and she just dies that episode, and you're just like,
okay,
I like Tatiana.
Yeah, I didn't even get to like know her.
Legit, they just introduce people that die. Like, that's what I told Steph, because she's the one who got me into it. She was like, we got to watch this with me. And watching it, I was like, I don't want to like anybody, because I just feel like there's only like a few select characters that I know for a fact aren't in trouble. But then even then, I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna live. I don't know if this person. Don't know. Yeah, like the end of season 2. I won't spoil it. The end of season 2, they like kind of like tease like a main character dying, and I was like, I don't want this, And it's like 3 dragged out episodes of like just intensely like depressing, like man is dying in front of you, and you're just like, I don't like it at all. Take me back to them being high schoolers and going to dances and stuff.
Well, and that's very similar with Shameless in that respect. Like I miss the earlier episodes, and especially because they have not changed the intro since the very first season. So you're like you just get reminded of how happy and everything used to be in the earlier seasons, and then boom, Fiona in jail.
It's all sad and angry. Welcome back. I don't want to be here.
Well, too bad you're here for the ride.
The Southwest has been home to the most infamous outlaws, from Billy the Kid to Neil Patrick Harris. Safe to say, legends have wandered these deserts. And if you listen closely, you can almost hear the wind whisper their story over this barren land. Well, these 2 gunslingers, they have their own story to tell. They're shooting from the hip.
So, on the topic of Vampire Diaries, because I've enjoyed that show, they've tried to introduce me to other shows from that I personally, with my high tastes and very very specific likings, probably would have never checked out. I was too busy watching episodes of South Park, like a intellectual. No, so there's a show that she tried to show me that it's called Covert Affairs, and it's a USA original, and I've watched like the first 2 episodes of it.
All you have to say is USA original, and
it's not promising.
I already have a feeling I know where this is gonna go.
It's just like I watched those shows, and it makes you realize these were just like CIA psyop.
Yeah,
like that's all it was.
Did you ever watch what was it? The FBI Academy. The
show Cap. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Quantum Leap?
No. It's
Quantico?
like Quantico.
Yeah. Well, I've never watched it. No. I just know the name because that's a crazy name.
Well, that's the Como se dice
Sounds like a disease.
It does, but it's actually the
I went
school
to Mexico
that
and got Quantico.
that like FBI and CIA operatives go to. And God, that like it was kind of intriguing for one season, and then after that, why are we still pouring money into this?
Well, no, because like that's the thing is like they are genuine. That like you said, that genuinely makes me feel like it's the CIA being like, "Hey guys, being in the CIA is super cool. Look how hip these guys are. He's wearing Ray-Bans and an open and like, dude. And what's worse is it's like, you know what I mean, like 2003 cool guy.
Yeah,
like gelled up hair, jeans that are just like way too loose.
yep,
You know, they're wearing like the button up, but like they have like probably like a band T-shirt underneath it. And
Yep.
they're like, this guy's just a rough around the edges type of dude. He listens to Green Day and
Didn't
works for the
totally-
CIA. How weird is that?
yeah. Didn't totally just describe how I dressed in high school or anything, or still do.
No, I don't mean it like that, dude. I mean it like in a like, you know what I mean? Like the dude wears like
Yeah.
you know, he's got like a plaid like button up and like
He looks undercover, is what he
Straight
looks.
up.
He
Yeah, like-
looks like he's trying to infiltrate.
a teenager's party.
Yeah,
Like,
he's 21 Jump Street version 2.0.
yeah, he looks like the guy who'd like roll up to the house and be like, "Hey, big guy, you got any Mary Jane in this spot?" And you're just like, "Get out of here, cop!
Get out of here, pig.
I smelt you the second you walked up, big guy." Yeah, no, he's like, I love it too because like you know they always drive like it's same like the '80s movies we just talked about. They drive like muscle cars
Yep.
and then like, but they're like the most like. I hate it. I hate early 2000s cool guy. It's my least favorite kind of character.
Well, it's
Where-
almost like 80s. Like, do you remember Stranger Things? The introduction. What's Bobby? Is that
Oh
his
yeah,
name?
yeah.
The way he's introduced is driving around in a big muscle car, smoking cigarettes.
Billy.
Drinking Bud Light
Yeah.
and lifting weights whilst drinking Bud Light.
See, but that's cool. You know,
How-
like I look at that and I'm like, that's pretty badass. You know what I mean? But like, you know what I don't find badass is like a dude. who's, like,
Daisy Dukes?
No, no, the dude. Like, I don't find people who like look like they got out of their office job and they were wearing their like, I don't know, Coheed and Cambria T-shirt underneath it. So, like, you know what I mean?
It's like a poor
Yeah.
Superman
Yeah, they
ripoff.
roll up the sleeves. They have like the band T-shirt. They have like sneakers on. You
They
know?
have like one tattoo on
yeah,
their forearm.
yeah, and they got it in college. You know, like that's I hate that, and that's like all these shows are. Like,
He just turns his hat backwards and all of a sudden he's cool.
no, see, because that would be cool, but they don't even do. They have like spiky gelled, like overly gelled hair. You know, and they have like that one friend who's like a goofball. You know what I mean? Who's like,
but that's admirable for him because he has the one friend. He's so cool, but he has the one uncool friend.
yeah, and like that's so many like TV shows from that era are like this guy's. You know, he works for a pretty serious business, but let me tell you,
Yeah.
he's kind of quirky. You know, like I hate that.
He
dude.
listens to Iron Maiden while working on his car.
Yeah, no, he listens to Iron Maiden while he hacks into the Chinese government. You know, it's like, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I feel like every TV show from that era, especially like the USA stuff, was just that.
Oh yeah.
Like that's all. Like,
Well, you
the
also
main
had
character-
SWAT. You had dude, look at that movie. As far as that goes,
Yeah,
you had what? It wasn't. What was his name? He was everywhere in the early 2000s. Was one of the first to perfect the faux hawk.
oh man, hold on.
He was in SWAT. I can't remember his name, but he. Just imagine your run of the mill cool guy SWAT.
2003.
That's him. The
Yeah.
torn ripped jeans, like you
Oh,
were talking about. The bat. Oh, it was probably an Ed Hardy T-shirt. Bad.
Yeah, that's another one, dude. Dudes wearing Ed Hardy.
Yeah.
They would wear like designer like Gucci sunglasses. Ed Hardy, big spiked hair, and like that would like. What's more annoying is that in the TV show they're like, "This guy's cool, huh?" And here I am in 2023, and I'm like,
That was never cool.
you know what
Never.
it is? It's just every lead of that TV show was just Dane Cook.
Oh yes,
That's it. And don't get me wrong, when I was younger, I
Yeah.
used to look at Dane Cook and be like,
That dude's pretty cool.
That's a cool dude. You know what I mean?
And he's funny, and he And he's in all these movies?
Yeah, and I'm
Hell
not
yeah.
I'm not one to talk trash. I mean, the dude perfected stand up, his version of stand up, and was like very
His version.
successful at it.
Yeah, he did his job.
You know,
he did
but
due diligence.
What's annoying is that every TV studio saw that dude and was like, "This
This
is what
is
guys
cool.
want to be like." You know? And dudes back then were like, "This is what I want to be like." Like, I couldn't imagine walking into a bar in like 2005.
Oh God.
You know, like, yeah, like I know that it's funny to like look back at the 90s and the 80s and be like, fashion choices were ridiculous back then. But it's like, bro, you ever
Look at
seen
the early
2000 to
2000s.
like 2007?
Yeah.
Because there's like 7 years there where it is just like
Platinum chains and frosted tips
Dude, the-
everywhere.
sports coat with jeans. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Again, you what?
you know what I mean? Though? Like, I hated it. You know, like that's how, like, you know, like I love the idea of them being like, oh, I'm just fast and cash. You know what I mean? I'm wearing something fast and cash. It's a sports coat, button-up T-shirt, but guess what? I got a pair of Levi's on. I live a little loose, you know, like, dude. And then like they were like, you remember when bedazzled jeans were in? Like
Oh God, no,
the
I
ass-
don't. I don't.
The ass pockets
I've
had
actively,
bedazzles.
I've actively forgotten that era.
Or what was that really awful wash that they used to have? Remember, it was like the white thread with the really navy blue thread.
Yeah, like not acid wash, but kind of.
Yeah, but like dark acid wash. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, man, what a
Terrible.
what a time, bro.
And there's a cross on your ass cheek for no reason.
Boot cut to hell.
Oh man.
Oh man, walking into a bar, man. That right there, that is cover your drinks, lady.
Yes.
If you see a man like that walk into the bar now,
Stay away. Stay away.
Just immediately put your hand over the mouth of your drink.
Why are you wearing gargoyles right now? Why are you wearing gargoyles right now? It is a dark ass nightclub.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm feeling a little fast and loose tonight. You know, like The Hangover is a perfect example. Like, you know how they dress when they go out to Vegas, when they go to Vegas and they go
It's
out.
been so long since I've seen that movie, but
Okay, well, like Bradley Cooper in that movie.
yeah, he was douchebag.
Yeah,
full
but like
on.
what he's wearing, that's what like guys were like. This is what.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because it was the button up, but
Mm-hmm.
loosely buttoned, sleeves rolled up,
Yeah, he has
untucked.
yeah, it's like a pair of Docs on.
Yeah, with the blazer.
Yeah, dude, there you go, fast and loose, brother. That's what it is. Cutting it. You know what I mean?
Man,
Big, the
you're
sunglasses.
just making me feel very self-conscious this entire episode.
just
Because it's not all quite there, but it's just enough to be worrisome.
no, because in 5 years you're gonna be dressing like one of those dudes,
Oh God,
fast and loose.
just a little fast and cash.
I just don't understand how people saw like an Ed Hardy shirt and I'm like, I want that on my body. Like,
Oh, when they had the Ed Hardy tattoos was the worst.
oh, dude, tribal is a
Oh.
wild move. Yeah.
Yeah. Tribal was just the worst tattoo trend.
Yeah.
No, actually, you know what? There was one worse. The whole blacked out skin thing.
No, I like that.
You do you?
Yeah, I
I
think that
think
looks
that is
cool.
stupid.
Really?
I do.
No, because then you can do the white ink over it and it looks okay. You don't have to look at me like that.
That's not how. I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You would have to get that touched up once a year.
Yeah, they care about their appearance, those guys.
Well, that's fine. I just don't think it looks good.
Okay. I'll let you have this one. No, dude, like I'm just thinking about like and don't get me wrong, I mean I get it. We had terrible I in my teenage years had horrible fashion choices.
Mhm.
But if there's one thing that I'm so grateful for is that back in 2007 when I was in middle school and I wanted to wear a blazer and jeans to school, my mom went, "No." You know, cuz like I probably would have beat myself up, honestly. Like I'd go back, I'd find
You could.
I'd spend years, this podcast would become successful. I would spend years trying to find the recipe for a time machine, go back in time, not do anything else, not like put lottery numbers down, nothing. Just go
Just
up to
beat
me.
your own ass.
And like, as I'm walking down the alley, 27-year-old me walks out and is like, "Hey kid." And he's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Ha ha," and knock him down, beat the heck out of him, take a couple swings on the boy and then leave. That's what I would do, And then he'd go back and my mom would be like, "What happened? Why is Why is your blazer all torn up?
I don't know. He looked a lot like me, but like old.
And dude, and that's the thing. Fashion choices really did because you remember hipsters?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we've talked about that on the podcast.
Have we
before.
talked about podcast hipsters?
Very little. Very
well,
little.
let's get into it.
Because as I brought up before, as much as we like to talk shit about hipsters, there were a lot of similarities.
Yeah,
there
respectfully.
were a lot of similarities.
But I will say, I mean, I never wore a beret.
True.
Or
Never wore a
the
beret.
newsboy hat.
I've always wanted one of those.
See, of course. Oh my gosh, dude, it's happening.
I
bro.
don't even know what the name of them are, but yes, I always.
I
wanted
swear,
one
man.
of
If I
those.
come over here one day and you're like, you got to listen to this new jazz hit, I'm gonna be like,
Well, I've already done that with classical music.
no, see, but classical's fine because at least there's like some sort of like semblance of like music knowledge to it. And don't get me wrong, I love jazz, but like.
To casually put on jazz is completely different. If you like unironically put on one of those YouTube jazz ambient settings, like you are trash. I'm sorry.
I mean, like jazz musicians they're impressive.
Oh,
'cause
they are.
It's a hard thing to do, but like, like I don't know. Have you ever seen Whiplash? That movie with
Yeah. This is
the guy who
now. Am I dragging or what is it called? Am I dragging or heading?
Yeah.
Am I fast or slow?
Yeah, that dude right there, nightmare blunt rotation. Like, imagine sharing like a weed cigarette with that man.
A weed
Yeah,
cigarette.
because that's what he would call it.
A marijuana
Me
cigarette.
and my boys are gonna be smoking a weed cigarette while we listen to jazz. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what.
No, am I fast or slow?
You just. Wow, that was impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna come over here one day and knock on your door. Hey, what's up, Rich? You're gonna be like, "What's up, cool cat?" And we're like, "Oh no, let me dim the lights down low so we can listen to a little bit of jazz."
Hold on, I do have to make.
And then just doom.
I do have to make. I do have to confess to something right now. I do still like at work. I'll say like those cats are.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, but like
I
as long
both
as
say
you're
that.
not doing it while you're wearing like a beret and those what are those slim glasses that only
Oh God!
like the '90s poet. That dude.
If I have a turtleneck, run away. Run away.
Yeah, but like, and that's the thing, man. Like fashion really kind of messed up our generation because I mean, we talked,
Yeah.
we look kind of when we were growing up, we were
Yeah. We were awkward.
yeah,
A little
we
bit.
wore like I wore like the skinny jeans and like
Yeah.
the loose shirts, stuff like that.
And so I was opposite. I was like
Yeah.
looser jeans, tight shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Slick
looked like
back.
you looked like a guy who was like
I looked like I would have bullied you in the 50s.
exactly.
Except in the early 2000s, not so much the case.
In the early 2000s, people are just like, I just make friends with him. No. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you kind of fell into the whole like scene phase.
Yeah, early
Or
high school.
In early high school.
Yeah, early high school, it was
It was the skinny jeans, the like
Yeah.
ripped shirts, black ass hair.
yeah, eyeliner,
Yeah.
makeup, a lot. Yeah, but I mean that was cool back then.
That
right?
was, yeah.
And I maybe I'm being a little too harsh on people from 2003. I for one would never wear Ed Hardy.
Because you were Paramore.
Okay, that's a band. First off,
You wore Yeah. That's merch.
because I wore Paramore
Yeah.
merch. Rich.
Yeah.
Just say merch. Why would you say Paramore?
Off, all right?
You made it sound like it was a clothing brand.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
you wore
true.
Motley Crue.
That's true. You look like a Motley Crue ripoff.
I did. Yeah, I did. You're welcome. That's why I was so cool back then. As I talk into a microphone in my podcast. So cool. No, I feel I don't know. I wish we could change our fashion. I feel like things would be so much easier nowadays. But yeah,
I kind of agree. I don't know. It was just a very odd environment because also, and I brought this up before, I feel like like where we grew up was like a decade below everywhere else. So we were just always behind the bandwagon.
we were still catching up. Yeah.
Like, yeah. We're still trying.
Yeah. I will say, I think the worst type of clothing that I wore, and I have the story for this too.
Bring
When-
it on, brother.
When I was in 6th grade, we went back to school shopping, and I don't know what came over me as a 6th grader, but going into 6th grade, you're thinking to yourself, man, I want
I'm
to,
gonna reinvent.
yeah, I
I'm
want to,
gonna
yeah, I'm not that kid anymore. I'm gonna be a man now. You know what I
Right.
mean, so
in 6th grade.
I was really into hip hop
Mm-hmm.
in 6th grade, and
As a lot of our generation was.
I decided to just do sweatsuits.
Oh no, Juan.
Here's the thing, not just like sweatsuits, but like the ones where like the buttons are on the side of the pants.
Oh,
So
the ripaways.
yeah, dude. So
Ay,
I
Dios mío.
at lunch.
Juan, I don't know if we can be friends anymore. I was not privy to this. I don't think we can be friends anymore.
At lunch one day, man, I'll never forget it. I was wearing this dark blue and like silver kind of tracksuit looking thing, and I was hanging out, and I was talking to girls, which like never happened,
Mhm.
right? And my buddy, not my buddy, but this guy that I was quote unquote friends with, walks up behind me and tears my pants off, and
Oh,
I've never been more embarrassed.
I don't blame you, dude. I literally
Because,
knock
like-
on. Well, I can't knock on wood anymore, but I had never got pantsed. I am very
But it's the shock.
yeah, in the middle of the lunchroom.
Because it's not like your pants get
Like you can't just pull it back up. They get torn
you
away.
have to button them, Like,
So, hold on.
straight up, dude. He just went, and now as an adult, hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's one of the funniest things.
But in the moment, just
Horrifying,
mortified,
dude.
Mortified.
In front of girls, dude.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh my gosh, And I was like, oh.
What was his name? Jeremiah. Fuck you, Jeremiah.
Yeah, there you go. We'll just go.
We'll
Jeremiah.
just go with Jeremiah.
But yeah, dude, straight up, dude.
Fuck you, dude. That was rude.
Pants just torn off, and like that's the worst thing, dude, is like getting your pants torn off,
Yeah.
because again, like I said, you have to sit there and like clip them.
That's what
I didn't know how to I didn't know what to do.
Well,
dude.
and see, I feel bad for you because nobody taught you that underneath those you have to wear basketball
yeah,
shorts.
no, it was
Nobody taught you that.
and that was during the era of me still wearing like the old whitey tighty.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know.
my
yeah.
heart breaks for you.
Yeah, and people wonder why I'm so against trusting others.
Right?
I considered this guy my friend.
Yeah.
And like, to have someone like stab you in the back like that,
Yeah.
is horrible.
Terrible.
Yeah.
This is a little off topic, but when you brought up the tracksuit, it reminded me. So for some reason, throughout high school, I thought I was a cholo. My Irish ass decided I was a cholo.
Yeah, that's probably why we didn't talk in high school.
More than likely, because I went full out slicked back hair,
Oof.
Converse, Dickies stapled, and yeah, I
You
Lokes.
you dress like me in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Right on.
For some reason, I just decided my greaser ass was a f***ing cholo.
We used to wear I used to wear a lot of my brother's hand-me-downs, which they
See,
were.
You fortuned out in that because you got your brother's hand-me-downs who dressed rather stylish. I got my father's hand-me-downs. So I had to work with what I had there.
Right. Yeah, no, see, I was unlucky with I was unlucky. So my brothers, I was a tiny kid, right? Like small. I'm not kidding. I weighed like 75 pounds and was like 5'7" for a 6th grader. That's that's a weird body shape.
You were tall and lanky.
Yeah, really lanky. And so my brothers who were like twice the size of me, I would wear their extra large, like hand-me-downs.
Because they already wore baggy clothes.
Yeah.
Which are extra baggy for you.
So I'd walk into school like, just imagine, my little nerdy, self, and I would walk in and, like Virgin Mary shirt, bedazzled
With
Virgin
the
Mary
hands
shirt.
praying,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Rosary around that. You know what I mean? And like, that was the thing is, I feel like if I was allowed to dress myself, I probably would have like made that into like, because I was like, I kind of started figuring out like I gotta like put my own personality
Right.
into this.
Put your own twist on shit.
So I probably would have like slicked my hair back and wore like the Mad Dogs and or stuff like
Wokes,
that.
yeah.
But like my my mom was just so against me becoming like my brothers that she was like, oh no, it's just the religious shirts. Everything else, you're wearing like you've got South Pole jeans. I didn't get like an actual pair of shoes. I wore Skechers until like 8th grade, and then in 8th grade I bought Fallen skate shoes off of eBay, and they're fake, very fake. So much so that I wore them 2 days, and on the second day the sole like just fell off. I was just walking and just I left it, and like some kid was like, "Hey, you left
part of your shoe, dude."
Yeah, and again, people laughed, and I was like, "Stop laughing!" And now I can't get enough of it. I love when people laugh at me.
Yeah,
it's great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's kind of the reason why we're here.
Trauma dump.
Yeah, so like middle school and very early high school, I had all my father's hand-me-downs, which is old Wranglers, old boots, old Harley Davidson t-shirts. And then I started outgrowing that in high school because I started weightlifting, whatever. So that's when I decided Cholo was the way to go for some fucking reason. I don't know where that came from, where my Irish Catholic ass decided, hey, we're fucking Mexican.
Every group of Mexicans needs a white guy, man. I mean, hey, you were putting out applications. This is what it sounds like to me.
But yeah, full on rosary, You
were walking by like groups of cholos, like, this is my resume.
Wait.
I do weightlift. As you can tell, my dickies are pressed.
Press.
Got some Cortezes on.
I couldn't pull off the Cortezes, so I had to do the Converse.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, I couldn't pull off the Cortezes. They didn't fit me.
The shell. Yeah, dude, it was bad.
It was an interesting time.
I had in that same era of wearing. So I don't know why I wore. Gosh. I don't know why I wore sweatsuits. Because again, it wasn't like cool sweatsuits. It wasn't like, like
it was
one
like,
color. It was like.
It was like retired gang member.
No, not even. It was retired suburban dad. I dressed like a retired suburban dad. That's what I did. Like
I don't want to wear real clothes.
Yeah,
so
no, like,
this is what I wear.
Like when you drive through the suburbs and you see that dude like fast walking.
Oh,
straight up, like that's what I
Juan
wore.
in middle school right there.
Yeah, honestly, like to the T. Like the walk too, like back kind of arched. Arms out. People like my brothers and my brothers and my brother's like now wife. They used to like legit. They just called me Grandpa. That was my name. I would walk in the room, they're like, Grandpa, and I'd be like, they love me, and like they love me, but like they picked the shit out of me, dude.
Well, yeah, you kind of have to at that.
Yeah, I mean, they had to like get it out of me. They're like, dude, you gotta let mom stop dressing you. And
yeah,
I'd be like, no, she loves me. She's trying to make sure I look good, and she was just. Meanwhile, she was just going to JCPenney, being like,
clearance.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, look, Juan, these are super in. I saw a Mexican celebrity wearing these, and I was like, okay, I want to go back home and watch wrestling. Put those on. So yeah, dude, I in the same era of me wearing sweatsuits. Okay, I got pantsed.
You told me. So wait, hold on. Multiple?
Not ripped. Like the first time was
you just got
ripping,
pants.
And I was wearing very loose boxers.
Oh no.
And
can see where this is going.
For the first time in my life, I hung brain.
It's all out there.
And I think that was the moment everything changed. I'm not gonna lie.
Is that when you started wearing 5 different belts?
Yeah, this is skinny jeans. Yeah. I did it as a precautionary. It wasn't even
never again.
It wasn't even to look good. Yeah, you can't pull them down if I can't even pull them up. Yeah, dude. No, I met I remember his name was the kid I grew up with. And
I know this?
Yeah, probably do. We went to high school with him. I might censor that name out. I went to middle school with him, and I honestly, if it wasn't for him, probably would have just kept like hanging out and
wearing
sweatsuits
bad
and
clothes
wearing
and
whatever I could get my.
getting pants.
Yeah, and like you got to understand, like the loose underwear was an effect of me, just wearing hand-me-down. I wore hand-me-down underwear
Okay.
as a kid.
See, I was not that bad.
Yeah,
Thank
no, and
God.
I wanted to wear like boxers, because like I remember like.
Well, that's like what men wear.
Well, yeah, I was in gym and I took my, I went to change my shorts and somebody was like, "Bro, what do you do? What is that?"
That's why I always went boxer briefs. I split the difference.
Respect.
I never did boxers.
See, I wish I would have been smart, but I wasn't. I was a kid. I was dumb. You know how I was smart? I was smart in class. I wasn't smart in anything else though.
Actually, pretty much the same. I was very little smart in social aspects, but pretty smart in educational aspects.
Yeah, education. I was they wanted to put me in an advanced class, and this is my villain origin story. I like to believe, because when I hung dong and in front of like probably 20 people, I remember thinking to myself, I can't let this happen again. Because I was like, one time. My pants got ripped off the first time.
Right.
So people were like, that's kind of messed up. You know what I mean? Even that's how you know it was bad. When middle schoolers were like, dude, I don't know if we should laugh at that, bro. That was kind of
That was kind of fucked up.
But, dude, my little white ass coming out.
Full pickle.
Yeah, full brand coming out to the masses. That was the moment I went,
never again.
never again. Yeah. And I went home, and I remember, like, my mom being like, what's wrong? And I was like, I can't tell you, And so I told her, and I'm not even kidding, dude. She got me in the car, and we drove to JCPenney at the time, and she was like, "What do you want?" And at that point I started listening to All Time Low, and I said, "I want to look like these guys," and she went, "Ay, Dios mío." And we
started praying for you.
Yeah, she got scared because we started walking towards the women's clothes section instead of the men's, and she was like,
What's going on
happening
here?
Yeah, and I walked in, and I'm not even kidding, man. I bought my first pair of women's jeans in 8th grade. So 6th grade, right, was whenever I hung dong. 7th grade, there was like a weird period where I transitioned from like sweatsuits. I was wearing like kind of like you. I was wearing like Dickies and stuff like that because hand-me-downs from my brother.
Right.
And that's what I looked at them. I was like, oh, these guys are the coolest people on the earth.
Of course,
You
yeah.
know? And everyone they hung out with was also like, straight cholo and stuff. And so I was like, man, I got to look like these dudes, And so I started making friends with like some of the cholos because of the way that I would dress. And then they would be like, oh, yeah, your brother's this person. And, my brother went to blah, 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 this and that. So we got really cool. And then in 8th grade, I had already started hanging out with like kind of like the skater kids, like the ruffians of the area.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like cool yet. You know what I mean?
You haven't graduated.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then I got a girlfriend and I started wearing skinny jeans.
Oof.
And it just turned into this like path of, I'm not even kidding. Like I was told by my teacher, she was like, I want to put you in advanced placement. And I said, I don't want to leave my friends. And that was, I feel like
you're going to do drugs.
Yeah, exactly. She probably looked at me and she went, oh no.
We lost another one.
He's going to go from wanting to read nudie magazines, and yeah, dude, that's what happened. I got really into that. And yeah, bro, I mean, like you said, 5 belts, skinny jeans.
Oh man, I find the progression so odd because growing up, like middle school, I was still, like I said, hand-me-down, like rocker type shit, like Harley Davidson, like my dad's old shit.
Yeah.
Harley Davidson t-shirts, Wrangler jeans, boots, was made fun of for that. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
No, but see, nobody picked on me in school.
Well,
very few people picked on me in school, I should say.
You were also big. You have to remember that. Yeah, you weren't 75 pounds.
And I had already gotten my ass kicked at home, so not like any of them could do shit to me.
What are you gonna do?
Pick me up and put me in that trash can, I dare you.
Give it a shot.
I always got made fun of. I was always like the nerd because I was good in school and I was socially awkward until I wasn't. And that was just my progression. Was I went through the awkward cholo stage until I just found myself as the greaser rocker that we all know today.
Yeah, no, see, I had a moment where I ran into my room and like started pulling like posters down. Like legit had like one of those teenage meltdowns.
Yeah.
Where I went from being like the sweet kid who like just wanted to sit in his room and play PlayStation all day and watch like Seinfeld to a kid who still wanted to do that.
But also, I want to be cool.
Yeah, and that was my thing. So I didn't necessarily give up in school, but I was just kind of like, that's what's getting me made fun of. So I'm going to stop doing that.
Right.
And so like, I remember like my parents being like, bro, what is happening to you? Like they sat me down one day and they were like, are you like, do we need to talk? Like, are you good? And me being like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. And then, like, a week later, walking in with eyeliner and then being like, okay,
Who is this?
Hey, you know, and I remember, like, when I walked in, because it probably would have been 8th grade. Yeah, I, you know, let
Painted
a
the
girl
nails.
paint my fingernails.
Yep.
She did my eyeliner. And then, like, I went home and straightened my hair when my parents were gone. It was horrible, you know. And my mom walked in and she looked at me and she was like, she kind of went, hi, you know, and I was like, hey, you know, she's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I walked in my room and then my dad knocked on my door, opened the door, and I'm not kidding, dude. He looked in and he went, oh, wow. Like, as he was walking in,
Oh no!
I remember,
Nope.
remember him opening the door, going, "Oh wow," and being like, "Hey, hey, buddy, yeah, hey, you want to go outside and talk with me?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah, we can go." He's like, "You want to play? Do you still like basketball?" He'd be like, "Yeah, it's cool, whatever," you know. And we went and he just asked me like, "What's going on?" You know what I mean? And I told him, I was like, oh, just, you know,
trying out a different
trying
style.
out a new thing. You know, and him just being like, I mean, I get it. Like as a father, if I walked in and I saw my son basically dressing like a lady, I'd be like,
What?
I want to.
Do we?
I don't want to. I don't want to be like, oh, okay.
I don't want to overstep.
Yeah.
All right. I want you to be you.
Yeah.
But
I'm scared. Straight up, dude. It was crazy. And now I look back on it and I'm like, man, I couldn't even believe, I couldn't imagine. Like, I think of myself as a parent and like, if my kid went from like being a sweet little kid who's just like, you know, basically wore whatever their parents told them to wear to that in like a matter of weeks, I would also be like, something fucked up here.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you're driving a truck and you hear like a noise and you're like, that'll be fine. And then
eventually,
and you're like, I probably should have
addressed this earlier.
Probably should have checked in whenever I heard the screamo music. In this room.
Yeah, I don't know. I draw a lot of mine off of my mom. And my dad, he was present, but my dad was always my dad. So
right.
I still dress like him to this day, just be out of that's how I grew up, like a man dressing. Right. So I never really paid attention to that. But my mom never really had to worry about me in that respect until about college.
Really?
And then,
college was like
well, that, like, I started growing my hair out. I had already, like, that's kind of when I went through the teenage meltdown because I realized I didn't want to do what I had planned all of high school to do. This, that, and the other. I was still smart. I was still like making good grades, but I just was uninterested and didn't want to deal with shit. And kind of fell off for a little bit, but then I just found my calling in the service industry. So
right. Well, you had your college. Well, you had you had what you said, teenage meltdown.
Yeah, I mean, in college.
Yeah, and it happened. I mean, that's the weird thing is that it happens literally to everyone.
Yeah,
everyone goes through that weird like phase where you essentially have to shed the skin of like the.
And for me, that meant growing long hair, wearing even more bombastic clothing, long ass coats for no reason, and that's about. But then lost my long hair. Here we are.
Never
same,
grew back.
Same as I did in high school.
Yeah. No, dude, and that's what's so weird is like like I understand now why my parents reacted the way that they did, because like, dude, are you kidding me? Like my sweet little boy walked in one day and was just like in the other room going like yeah to a song, and I'm just like,
Oh,
that's new.
is that Slipknot?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
No, you know what I mean? Like it'd be like if now, like, like I guess what's like the equivalent now?
There's
Like
not really. Trap music, I guess.
Edgar. I'm like if my kid showed up as an Edgar, I'd be like, whoa, But
Yeah,
like,
there's not really much of a comparison nowadays.
yeah, to a kid but I mean, I don't know. I guess like if your kid just turned into like a cholo out of nowhere, you know what I mean? You'd kind of be like, did I?
Something's not up.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can address my sisters with that because they went full on street when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So there's footsteps.
Right.
So, and we might have to
Edit.
take that out.
You're gonna have to edit like 3 minutes of this. Yeah. I would think I accidentally like put something in the food.
Yeah.
I'd be like, did I
Like, what is going on with them?
did I drop something in the oatmeal? Like, like you hear about that all the time. Like, oh man, when they're teenagers, they change so much, and you're like, yeah, I didn't change that much. But now I look back and I'm like, bro, I went through a transformation.
Yeah.
Over like 3, and that's what's even scarier is that it happened in
Over like 3-4 years.
3 years. Dude.
Yeah.
I went from like noble little Christian boy who was like, yes sir, yes, like whatever they wanted,
And now drug addicts.
to them being like, why is my son like me clearly sneaking out of a window because it's loud as shit, and then my parents just being like, what? Like they're not even gonna confront me because they're just like, the balls. You know what I mean? Like,
Honestly, I didn't need to sneak out. I just, bye.
yeah, no, see, I wasn't necessarily like, I just got like in trouble a lot, so like they would be like, you can't leave, and then I'd be like, bet. And,
I'm gonna leave. So,
and I feel like every kid goes through that, right? You have to go through that phase. The worst phase I ever went through was I went through a year where I was just like chain smoking cigarettes, and I would just like wouldn't even cover it up anymore. Like I got past the point where I'd walk into the house just reeking of smoke, and my parents would just have to be like, "Hey, buddy,"
I don't smell that.
because they knew that if they'd asked me about it, I'd be like, "Why are you on my case, dude? Get off me! I'm trying to grow. I'm
Go
a
in my
peacock. Yeah,
room.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly." And like it was just, it's that, like I understand why like they didn't want to confront me as a child, because like, dude, I don't know, I'm not even a father, and I think about fathering a teenager, and I'm like,
No, it's
oh,
something else.
yeah.
So I have a similar story. It's about we might have to cut all of this out of the podcast. Forewarning.
I sure hope not.
So concerning internet pornography.
Don't use names, but yes, please continue. This is amazing.
So I had gotten like one of the first generation of the iPod Touch that can connect to Wi-Fi.
Uh-oh.
And yeah. And like this 3 days after they gave it to me. So this shows you how little they were thinking. 3 days after, my dad comes up, she's like, "Hey, so I was thinking, it was brought to my attention that maybe you might look at more adult websites on this." And we were probably gonna put I already have. And he like looks at me. I was like, "Yeah, I'll show you. Let me show you which ones."
Oh no, dude!
And he was like, "No, it's okay. Get away from me."
Well, yeah. Now I understand why you were just able to tell your parents bye when you left, because they're like, "That's a psychopath, dude."
Yeah, I already have. What? Did you expect me not to? I have the internet.
Do you want to watch it with me?
Like, do you? Like, I know you're probably concerned. I can show you which ones I've been looking at.
I got it in my history. I didn't even clear the history. I knew we were.
No,
gonna
I
have this
cleared
stuff.
the history. I knew that much, but
Yeah, no,
we
see,
can go right back to
I'm
it. I
surprised you
remember
didn't like walk into your parents' living room. We're like, guys,
Dad, look at this.
Yeah, no, that would be like, guys, I want to talk to you about something. So with this iPod Touch, I have had the ability of looking up more adult websites, and they're like, "What? You're not supposed to tell us that. We knew that. That was supposed to keep you in there."
Yeah, no, he was like, "We should probably put a code or something." I already have, and Dad, I will figure out the code. You already know this.
I really like the idea that that's why parents got that, so that their teenagers would stop doing it in the living room.
You got to stop using the family computer, son. All right, you got to stop.
I'm tired.
I'm tired of clearing your search history so mom doesn't see it. All right,
bro. You're looking up the weirdest shit.
Like I don't want to talk about it.
It's not that I'm upset that you're looking. I get it, but like
I just
dog.
Really.
It's like, dude, I use that computer, man. Like my taxes are on that.
My
thing.
taxes are on.
You know,
that.
you're just. And what's scaring me more is that that's all you're using it for now. You know, you used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon on that thing. Now, dude, you don't even turn the speakers down.
Some kind of tycoon. Wink, wink.
I hear it in the kitchen. Why do you think we play so? Why do you think we play music so loud in the kitchen? It's because you're just in there all the time.
Oh, your family did that too?
Uh-oh, Richard's got a special blanket. I'm using the computer. We're going to get him an iPod. Now.
Right now.
Yeah, dude. That's good.
Yeah, little insight on Richard.
No, I get it, though, man. Like I said, that's horrifying. You know, that's another
Could
thing,
you
man.
imagine?
Bro, like, I used to... I don't want to admit to anything.
So you let me have my time in the sun.
I don't want to... We didn't have internet at my house until I was in high school.
The school did.
Right. Oh, my God. Dude, bro, you're just... What?
I'm throwing you options. I had Wi-Fi.
Oh, I thought you were using school Wi-Fi to look that stuff up.
No, I'm not.
The teachers...
Oh, we got to definitely edit that out.
It's you in the computer lab. All the teachers cowering in the corner. Hey, Mrs. Davis. I'm here to use the computers.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Oh. Okay, Richard, just don't use the pen. It's okay. I'll just sign you in.
Don't touch anything.
Remember, you have your computer over there.
You make me sound like a monster.
The computer lab's completely empty, and it's just you going, yeah. Oh, man. Going to the library. So your son's spending a lot of time in the library. Well, that's good.
Oh, yeah, he loves book.
The thing is,
Not.
he keeps checking out the anatomy books. Has he been interested in anatomy recently?
Not that
not
be.
necessarily. Okay.
He has a class, biology.
Have you thought about getting him an iPod Touch?
That would solve a lot of issues.
There's like a parents meeting. All right, we got
some problems.
We got to get these kids to stop watching porn on our family computers. I have an idea.
They came out with that newfangled iPod Touch. From what I hear, you can get on the Wi-Fi's that way.
I wouldn't know anything about it myself, but let me tell you, hours of fun. All right, guys. Hey, we appreciate you listening and checking us in every week. Thanks
please
for
subscribe. Please like.
Thanks
all
for
that
letting
good
us be a
stuff.
part of your day, man. Honestly, we appreciate it. I hope
Same.
that you continue to, come back and, check us out. Yeah. Buy your kids iPod Touches.
It helps. It really does.
And I'm Juan.
I'm Richard.
And we've been shooting from the hip.
Shooting from the hip.